Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. The next episode of Red Valkyrie is about to start. Hey, welcome everyone to another episode of Red Valkyrie. I'm your host, Shae Zombie. Shae the Red now, actually. We've changed. Ooh, super fun. Anyway, I'm here with one of my most favorite teams. And unfortunately, thanks to the weather and the power, they are mobile, so we don't get to see their beautiful faces. But I'm here with Team Skits. How are you guys doing?
What's up?
We're here, but we're not visual. I know, it's so crazy, man. We got the power is out at the house. We got telephone poles down. We got power lines in the streets. It is mass
hysteria,
pandemonium.
It is.
So we had to actually drive out and get somewhere where we can go mobile, and now we're here in the car talking to you. So how about that?
The show must go on.
I very much feel like a very special individual. The fact that you guys are like, okay, we're still going to do this. Let's get in the car. We're making it happen.
We are. The show must go
on. You put out all of the advertisement for it. You put up the car. I mean, everything was already up there. So we had to make a show for you, no matter what.
I appreciate you guys. You guys are always so amazing. And I love the fact that I finally have this live. I was backer 2. Because you guys made backer 1 an exclusive tier that I don't have money for, but I'm backer 2, damn it.
That is right. You know what? And that also shows and tells people, hey, that's our integrity on the line. You know what I mean? I mean, of course things happen, but we want to be like, hey, the show goes on. That's our integrity. Yep. So that means we'll get these pages out to you guys. We'll get this book out to you guys. Hell or high water.
That's right.
Absolutely. Super dedication, which I fucking love. Okay, so we've had you guys on a couple of times because basically I'm completely in love with Mike's art, and I'm just in love with Carshénah, period. Like,
sweet.
Yeah.
That's my girl. We're gonna go hang out at some point in our lives for damn sure.
Mm-hmm.
But every time that we've had you on, it's always been pre-launch. It's always been little sneak peeks here and there. And now we are freaking live. This is amazing.
Finally.
And, oh my gosh. It's like you guys have teased. You did the best possible long-term, like.
We did the best Skits balls that's out there.
It's
the blue Skits balls.
Yes. It was horrible. And I loved every minute of it. So you guys are at $7,931. Chat. I want to issue a challenge. I want this to hit 8,000 before we are done streaming. And I know our Red Valkyrie viewers, and I know the Skits team, and I know that this can absolutely happen because you guys are amazing.
Thank you.
And our chat is just phenomenal people, and we're going to do this, damn it. So get on it. All right.
Pull out your credit cards. Let's do this.
Please. Yes, because we have an exclusive. The first, guys, if this is why you have to jump into chats earlier, jump into the stream early, because we are throwing an exclusive right now. When we reach 8K, everyone gets.
We're going to be upgrading the interior papers. I mean, right now we're at the bare bottom, just getting this thing going. But at 8,000, we actually upgrade the interior papers. And that's our first stretch goal there. Stretch goal, man.
Stretch goal. You know what? It's Skits. I think you guys should rename all of your stretch goals to Scratch goals because it's Skits.
It's perfect.
Yeah. It's a Skits goal. Yeah.
But that's just how I am, man. You know, the Southerners, we get some weird things coming out of our mouth because of the way we talk. So that's a new one right there, though. Stretch goals.
There we go.
Goal. I like it. I say own it. It's fantastic.
So yes, so 8K, everyone gets higher quality paper for the interior. So, and that's for everyone. So if you want it, I know Shae wants it. I mean, she's like, seriously, I want better handling because it makes a difference on a lot of my come get some reviews. When I talk about the chintzy paper, you know, we understand that's just all they can afford. Even the big one, the big boys, that's all they can afford. But when you get a comic that you can actually grip, hold, and like behold the beauty of the Skits art, you want to make sure that interior is quality. And so we're going to upgrade at 8K.
Yep.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so, and I know that this is probably, you're not gonna necessarily confirm or deny, but I'm gonna throw it out there. The beauty of these covers and the colors and everything that you guys have going on with this, I would really love, have you seen the ones that have that kind of velveteen touch to the cover? That would be for these, specifically for your guys' books, with as beautiful as the art is, having that like super soft kind of supple feel, that would just be perfect.
Just so you know, those are really expensive to have that printed.
So I need everyone to dig deep, and so we can make that something that the Skits team would be able to do at some point, even if it's not this campaign. Damn it.
Gotta be good to have that velveteen.
Well, I mean, people got to start back, and they got to get that money in there so we can actually have the money to do that sort of thing, you know. But because me personally, I would love to do that because I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I love all the magazines, like the high-end magazines that do it, like Wired. Wired does it. Some of the fashion magazines do it.
W does, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, man, I love that stuff.
Well, because you sit there and you just pat it, and you're like, oh, it's so beautiful. And then on top of it, the art is gorgeous. So I just look, okay. Little mini gasm, okay? I'm sorry, but it would be amazing.
Okay. that actually would be great. And first of all, let's just stop to say thank you very much for doing a Hattie Mae for us.
I know.
I tried. I couldn't get the collar thing going, so I went with what I would assume Hattie Mae would wear on her downtime.
That is, you did a Hattie Mae version, and that is completely the X, the little red on there, the freckles, all of it. I don't know if you naturally have freckles.
I do not, no.
Okay, because you look good in freckles, just ever so placed. So
that is awesome. I didn't even see the freckles because my eyesight ain't quite as good, but yeah. I have to get closer to it. See, Carshénah, she's got the screen. She's got the laptop, so I have to look all the way over to her side of the car to actually see this stuff.
But I also have glasses, too, so there you go.
That is true.
I don't need glasses, so there you
that
go.
That sucks for you.
It don't suck for me. I don't need them.
But yes, we love what you did for them.
It is fantastic. Thank you so much.
Ooh, I wonder how people can get a hat like that. Ooh, is that something that maybe? Is that something a Shae special?
Do we want to do this right now?
No, we can do it right now. There you
go.
Go
for it. Okay.
So Shae is offering this lovely vintage one-of-a-kind hat of Hattie Mae. Well, actually, maybe two. She may be keeping one of them.
Yeah, I might redo it now that I've learned a little bit, and so something that would fit a little bit better on a head and not be a little bit cumbersome. But
so we should say that people should get in contact with you if they would like to do that. We would highly endorse that. Yes,
I think she says she wants to put a tier up on the campaign.
Oh, like an actual tier. I thought it was more like you go to Shae shop. You go to the Shae shop.
No. I'm talking about if you want to get a one of a kind, the only in existence hat, along with Skits comic book. We're going to communicate with one another, and they are wanting to maybe put it up as a tier.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we'll talk behind the scenes.
Yeah, we got some stuff that we got to figure out.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just saying, if you want something like that, you might want to hit up the Skits team and let them know, and we'll talk and we'll see if we come to an agreement or not. But I am willing to let this beauty go.
There you go.
To somebody who wants to back Skits.
And if you see that at any convention, wherever the convention may be, if you see a straight jacket, if you see a Hattie Mae hat, and some other things that we may have in store, you know that person is on the Skits team, and we appreciate them.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Oh man, I'm wishing so badly that I had enough money to get myself a straight jacket, because I would do that in a heartbeat. Heartbeat.
I mean, we already had the Phil Pops. He had a mask. So we got the Phil Pops mask. We got the Hattie Mae hat. And we also got the Skits straight jacket. Shout out to you, Phil Pops.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah. Oh, I got one of those
Lost
too, for
stages.
sure. I need the mask in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's move on. But yeah, I want to get that out there. We are totally in for that. So totally in for that.
Oh, yeah.
That's so exciting. Okay, so we are going to go into your pitch. Now, you guys have a video. Do you want to play the video or do you just want to talk or do you want to do both?
Yeah, let's do the video. The video.
All right. So we're going to play this epic video and then we will get into exactly why you need to back Skits because this needs to happen. And I'm not even playing with y'all. I want it to hit 8,000.
There she is.
I love her. Hell to the yeah. That is exactly what you want to see.
Boom, 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 boom.
I mean, I expect nothing less from this duo, but absolute fucking perfection.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, that is awesome.
We decided to let the music and the words speak for itself and the art speak for itself. You know what I mean? So we appreciate that.
And that's what I'm saying since the very first piece that I have ever seen of this artwork is that something about the way that you draw and paint and color and do this mixed media and this kind of grungy, loose, but not super detailed, like it's insane. Every single piece that you do has its own kind of breath and life and soul. And the fact that you just collected it all together to make one story. And then you guys are doing something that nobody in CG has done. And I am actually super, super stoked because the amount of the same comic book I have that has 2 or 3 different covers because I had to have that cover art. But I have the same story inside. So it's kind of like, well, I'm never going to open this. I've got a lot of those. And it's kind of a bummer when you see what you guys have decided to do. And I'm just going to throw it straight over to you to start talking about your pitch and how you guys are different because I think that you're going to do it better than I will.
Well, here's the deal. You know, we were the same way. You know, I've been buying comic books for years, all the way back to when Jim Lee did that X-Men #1 in, what is that, 91, 92 or something like that. It had 5 covers. And I was like, wow, these things look awesome, but I don't actually want to buy all these because it's just an extra cover, you know? Mm-hmm. So that's exactly what we were thinking when we did this. I was like, well, here's the deal. We're going to do 3 books, 3 different covers with 3 different variant stories on the inside. That's exactly what we're going to do. I mean, how awesome is that? 3 books, 3 covers, 3 variant stories. I mean, why not, man? Why wouldn't you do this? Give people more of an incentive to buy the extra books, you know? Give them a little something extra.
And it's like, it literally is breaking the wheel because people are like, wait, I don't get it. What? And it's like, well, what don't you get? It's 3 different stories. The stories are the 45 panels spread across all 3 books. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, we're changing up 45 different panels throughout the books, and we're doing 12 different pages of art spread across the books. And what we're able to do with that is actually change and manipulate the story and have different little paths and journeys that are actually going on in the different books. Can you buy one of them and just read it and get the story? Yes. But if you're an ultra fan and you're really excited about learning more about Skits, you'll get all three, and you'll get little journeys in each book that are completely different. You'll have different panels. I mean, it is just awesome. It's like change some stuff up, do a little this, little that, and there's actually a reason behind this. We're not just doing it just to kind of,
because
sell.
We're crazy.
I know, crazy and sell, but we're actually doing this because it works within the story. It was like, oh, this actually just helped us tell the story better,
Exactly.
So bam, there you go.
Your page 12 and Michael's cover is different from my page 12 and the Kent Williams cover, which is completely different, page 12 and the Patrick Williams cover, but they all go, Patrick Reynolds cover, right? But they all go through the same city, so to speak, but how they got there is different. You know what I mean? So that, it blows people's mind, like, wait a minute. But if like we were saying, if you only just get the one book, great. Skits got to the city, boom, done. You know what I mean? You read it, completed it, and it was fantastic art. But if you get all three, you actually go, oh, but he went this city route this way, and it went with the other route that way, and it all goes together. So.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of those old school storybooks, the choose your own adventure kind of thing.
Yes.
And it's so, like, I love that you guys put that choose your adventure, because it really does feel like, okay, so depending on which cover you get is going to depend on whose perspective you're going to see, even though they all are going to ultimately kind of end up in the same area.
Yeah, and to go back to who you just highlighted there, Jezebel,
Mahia.
Mahia. Yeah, so I mean, she's like, what makes me want all three? Well, here's the deal. We were just saying it. It's like you got a little bit of different story in each book. Not each book is the same. Each book is a little bit different. We got a little bit of story that's different in each book. Plus it comes wrapped in a special Skits band that is signed and numbered specifically for you. I mean, it is a nice little addition here. We're doing it like high-end art right here. They put out these high-end art books that are like $300, and they're done the same way. They got like a special wrap around them that's signed and numbered specifically for you. Yeah, but it's like we're bringing it to comics. Like, we want you to get all three books because we want you to get the completed journey. We want you to get all those little bits and stories that are in each book,
Absolutely.
So,
and for those who were on the mailing list, and I know it was such a weird thing because even we got the mailing list the email sent to our like spam folder, and it's like, hello, we're the ones doing the campaign. But if you missed out on that the email, look in your promotions tab in Gmail, look in your spam, your whatever, wherever junk folder, because we are not expiring that email, so that way you can get the discount. And in that email, it lets you also get a hand-drawn Skits band.
Yep.
That is what is the special.
Signed and numbered specifically for people who are on the email list. That email list was so awesome. You got like a $15 discount, plus you get a hand-drawn, signed and numbered Skits band to go around it. I mean, how awesome is that?
And I'm a little bummed because I wanted to back so quick that I backed, and then I got the email like 2 hours later.
Yeah, and that was the thing. It's one of those fails for us because it was like, well, not really so much of a fail, I mean, but it was like, oh no, a lot of people are getting their emails later than expected because we tested it out. Like, we literally sent out tests and we got them within like 2 minutes. So when we pushed the button, we were like, okay, email's coming out. And then people were like, I didn't get it. And I was like, ah.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We can't actually send those out early. We have to make sure that the campaign is on and going before we send those out, because then people will be clicking on the link and it'll be broken. They'll be like, what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, so it's a catch-22. So catch-22.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know what a good way around that is, other than I'm going to send you the email early, and then I'm going to tell you that you might get it before it's live. Like, I don't, like,
right.
It's clunky as hell.
But then it's like, then you're, again, catch-22. Indigo is like, oh, look at us. We've got to, like, go through all these little steps before we can go live. And then if we send out the email live and people are clicking on the link, then nothing is live. And then Indiegogo may say, oh, you didn't put in this or you didn't put in that. We're like, but we checked and we double checked. They're like, you're off by 1-0.
Everyone does. Everyone does this, man. You have to launch those things right after it goes live because you don't want people actually clicking on it too early.
Yeah. So it was just a weird thing, but thank you very much. So
it's very bizarre, but I can't confirm I did get it. And afterwards I was like, I saved $15 and went, meh. I'd rather you guys have that, to be perfectly honest.
Thank you so much. But yeah, check that promotions tab, check the junk or the spam. Because they went out and we're, like I said, we're not expiring those emails. So if you can't back now, if you want to back later, even like on the 30th day, you can do it. You can go ahead and do that.
Hey, Jezebel, if you didn't get the email, go ahead and send us another message, on Twitter and stuff like that, and we'll check into it for you, and we'll get it out to you if your email was on there. Just make sure you send it to us on Twitter. Our emails and stuff are open there, or you can make a comment on. Can they make a comment on the Indiegogo?
You can make a comment when she's back. DMing is probably the easier way.
Yeah, just DM us on.
DM us your email, and we'll check it against our list. And if you're on there, then we will.
We'll get it to you.
We'll see what Skits crew can do for you.
See, and this is something that I've loved about you guys from day one is no matter what bump in the road, no matter what like unexpected, unforeseen circumstance, just like today, like the power goes out, 2 hours before we're supposed to be going live. You guys are just the epitome of good customer service. You actually care about your customers and your backers. You care about making sure that this product is everything that you want it to be and everything that other people expect it to be. And that's exactly what you've set forth and made sure that you put out there.
Thank you. Well, it's called transparency. I mean, there's no reason to be like, sorry, you didn't get it. You just ain't going to get it. It's like, hey, DM us. If we can double check your name on the email list, we'll absolutely see what we can do for you, whatever, right? Because that's just the right thing to do because we totally understand what happened. And this being our first campaign, now we know what to do for the next time. You know what I mean? Send those suckers out like at the same push button with 3 or 4 computers. So everyone can
just have everybody like have an entire assembly line of people with computers and be like, all right, we're going to all simultaneously 3, 2, 1 push and be like, all right, who fucked up? Like
exactly. But we're transparent.
Man.
And again, we're first timers for people that don't know us, but besides us saying we're good people, it's like, how good are you? Well, we are finger licking good.
That type of thing happens to everybody. I mean, that's Indiegogo. It just matters what your email account's set up with. Sometimes it goes to junk, spam. Promotions, whatever.
Well, and I mean, I've had it where some will go to promotions, some will go to my inbox, and some will go to spam, and it's all from Indiegogo. And I'm like, look, with as many things as I back and as much email and stuff as I get from Indiegogo, you'd think by now you'd stop putting it in my spam or just throwing it in promotions, but they don't.
You would think.
Well, moving on. I like seriously, I keep scrolling and staring because the very first image you see right here on this page was the first thing that I think anyone saw of Skits. And every time I look at this, it's still just absolutely breathtaking. Like I want this in a giant poster and I want to put it on my back wall. I love this. But then every time you come out with something new, the arrow scene that you have off to the side, just next to it, that one, when that came out, I was like, well, now I don't know which is my favorite. And then you come out with this one. I'm like, I quit. Like it's all just so pretty, and I don't know which one I like best. I like all of them.
Oh, well, thanks, man. And the funny thing is, it's because of people like you that got those images actually in the book. Because if you remember when we first came on, I said, well, that's just concept art for the book. I don't know if it's actually going to be in there. It's definitely scenes from the book, but it wasn't meant to go in there. But you were like, listen, this is my favorite stuff. This is fantastic. This is great. So we were like, okay, well, if that's what the people want, we'll just put it into the book, So
what Shae wants, Shae gets.
That's right.
Oh, yay!
So
yeah, the thing is it's just too good and too stunning to not see. And so the fact that you're like, okay, well, a lot of people have said they like this. A lot of people really enjoy this, so it's gonna go in the book. It just makes sense, you know?
yeah, yeah. And also, what it did is it made me adjust the way I was going to do things. I was initially going to be doing two different art styles in the book, which one was going to be just pencils and color, and the other one was going to be ink and spot color. But then when you guys start saying, "Oh, we really like this work. We really want to see more of this," I was like, "Okay, well, we'll change it to three different art styles. We'll integrate three different art styles into this book, a la what you used to see in the 80s and 90s with people like Dave McKean and Kent Williams, who we actually have doing a cover for us.
Squee!
Yeah, John J. Muth. I mean, all those people, those big high-end artists in the 80s and 90s that were doing comics, that's exactly what they were doing. They were putting different types of art styles in it, really changing it up. And if anyone's ever seen the Sandman covers that Dave McKean did back in the day, that's the type of workflow that we're going for. It's like all types of really cool conceptual. You got a lot of depth to the imagery, so you just got a lot going on, and we're happy that we can bring that to it.
Yes, and you did spell Hattie Mae exactly correct. That is such a southern name, Hattie Mae.
See, it's because it's like I know you guys, like we channel each other, and I was like, I'm fairly certain this is how you spell her name, but I could be wrong.
That is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody in the chat. Thanks for showing up today. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's talk about the three variant covers you have and kind of the people behind each of them.
Okay. So if you look at cover A,
that's you.
That's actually mine. That's the one that I did. I did the team up. That's the whole team. That's the whole Skits crew. So
the Skits crew is MC,
Skits, Hattie Mae,
Song, and Josephine.
So that's the whole team right there.
That's awesome.
I figured I had to do the team up because whenever you hire an artist on to actually do a cover for something that they've never actually worked on before and they don't know anything about, it's probably best just to give them one character or two characters because you don't want to overdo everything. And, so I was like, I'll do the team up. I'll take care of it. I know the characters. This is how it's going to flow. So that's actually mine. And
actually, again, since if you guys are joining in the chat later, unfortunately, we're not on camera, which as an actress that hurts my heart because actors will find their light, they will find their camera. But we've had some storms pass through our area, and so our internet and things are down. But I was actually dressing up like Josephine. Skits, of course, is Skits. And you were going to be Hattie Mae, so that would have been, that team up right there. But
damn it,
unfortunately, and I was dressing up as Josephine that you see if you scroll all the way to the bottom where she's got like the boots. I had my hair, I had like the little short shorts, and I had a little tank top. So that was the one that. Yes, that was the one that we did the zooms in at the beginning.
Yes, so. the one that Sai was like, no, let Carshénah continue. And I was like, stop zooming on the crotch. And you're like, oh, okay, zoom on the boobs, zoom on the boobs, zoom on the boobs.
So that was my cosplay today, but unfortunately,
damn it.
Womp, womp, womp. So yeah, that would have been the team up.
So you realize what that means, right? We're doing this again.
We're gonna have to do it again.
Oh, yes. Okay.
There you go.
Sorry.
That was a one and done idea, so I don't know.
Listen here, lady. We didn't get the one, so there is no done.
But getting back to Kent Williams.
So the next cover B, there you go, is Kent Williams. Now Kent Williams is, to me, I had a list of artists of people I'd like to have work on Skits, and Kent was number one. And I told Carshénah, I was like, don't even bother. He hasn't done anything in comics in like 10, 15 years. So don't even bother contacting him. She was like, no, I'm going to contact him. If you want it, that's what we're going to do.
Again, what my baby wants, my baby gets.
So yeah, he just emailed us back and was like, sure, man, I'd like to do this. And there you go.
You cannot, if you were in the household when I got the email back, he was sitting down in the chair drawing for Skits, and I said, baby, baby, just stop what you're doing. He's like, what? I'm like, just stop. We got a reply back from Kent Mofo Williams. And he was like, are you serious? What did he say? He goes, here's my phone number. Call me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's really cool and chill. He was like, here, just text me, call me, whatever. We'll do a Skype call. We'll talk about it. No big deal.
And that was like, let me just say, Michael's heart was just like, are you serious?
I mean, I've liked this guy since the 80s. I mean, I've loved his artwork. It's like
made a dream come true.
I did. And I just told him, I said, no, if you want him, I'll get him. I'll just email him. And everybody's like, wait, what? How you going to just email Kim? I just did. I make it happen.
Look, you and I are very similar kind of personalities. I randomly send messages and DMs and Twitter follows and stuff like that off to random people that everyone's like, they don't ever respond. And I was like, well, I'll try it. And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I can come on Tuesday. And I'm like, cool, I can totally take off work. Like, yeah, that's happening now because holy shit, I didn't think you were going to come.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you look at the list of his accolades, and we really do want people to read them, I mean, he's done things like from the 80s, everything, like The Crow. He did the Wolverine and Havoc. I mean, he did just so much stuff. And then now Skits, he hasn't done anything. I can't speak that. But like Kent Williams, didn't he do the art of the comic version of The Fountain? Yes. The Fountain was the last thing that he did, and that was in 2006. So 2006 to 2020, he's doing Skits. There you go.
That is amazing. Holy cow, that's really cool.
Hakuna that Matata.
Oh yeah.
Right? So we have a question I want to get to real quick before I scroll past it. I just wants to know, with the way that you've split everything up, when you come out with book 2, are you going to need to back the same covers in order to continue those particular stories?
No, not at all. Not at all. You can pick anything and just go with whatever you get. It ain't gonna affect you in any way. There will be callbacks to little bits and pieces and parts of the story, but it's nothing that'll affect you at all. You'll be just fine reading whatever you want.
That's a good question. Good question.
It is, yeah, because like if you're following, say, Hattie Mae or like specifically, and you finish that one, you're like, well, I really want to make sure that I still follow her. It's good to know that like there's going to be plenty of crossover.
Well, it's not a point of view per se. It's all from Skits' dream. So all the stories are from Skits.
Okay.
It's just his journey through.
It's just different parts and different pieces. And by the third book, all of it will really kind of start to come to light. And you'll you'll learn a lot more about why we're doing this. But there'll definitely be callbacks in the second book. And then in the third book, it'll all kind of come to a head, if you will.
Which, by the way, just letting everyone know, Skits the Sun book 1 is one of 6. We've already written them out. We've already ready to go. We just need to do the art for them. This first campaign has just given us the fuel to be like, hey, this is what people like. People are gracious and kind with their time and their money to say, yes, I want to read these adventures. We will back the next go round. So it's one of 6. So.
That is fantastic. So basically it's kind of, I guess a way to put it is, when you have those really epic dreams and they kind of have those sections that, you've got this section and then something kind of changes and now all of a sudden, you went from a forest, now you're on the high seas and now you're like, oh, okay, we're over here now, but I still have the same characters around me. Okay, cool. This is interesting.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Exactly.
So in other words, it's going to be a little bit of an acid trip for the first 2 books while you're trying.
That's what a lot of people are wanting.
Well, there's going to be some crazy stuff, but there's also structure to the story, man. You got to have structure. We're telling a story. There's definitely a beginning and an end. There's all of that sort of stuff. So there's a reason for everything.
That I'm really excited. Like I feel like I'm going to read this. I'm going to have questions. I'm going to be like, nope, I'm not asking them until I hit book 3. If I still have questions after book 3, then I will ask them. But I'm going to wait until
you'll be fine.
Together.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
What we did this morning, actually, if people missed it, we did Skits in the AM, which is basically Michael was drawing some of the pages and panels of Skits, some of the roughs. And so a lot of people were asking those questions. And so we really want people to come in and watch those things. So subscribe to Skits Comic on YouTube and you get those notification bells, because that way, when he does a drawing series, you can submit your questions and ask. And if you can't watch at that time, submit the questions, on Twitter or follow us elsewhere and be like, hey, I really want to know about this question, while Michael is drawing the roughs for Skits. And so Past Master Dan that was there, and hey, Past Master Dan, he asked a great question this morning and we answered it live on the air. So a lot of things that we're doing with Skits, we're answering them as we're drawing them as well.
Eric Vader says he's going to be there. Sweet.
Nice.
Sweet, Eric. We love having you.
So if you don't know how to find Skits Comics, check the description for the video, because it's got following for all 3 Twitter accounts. So you got Skits, Carshénah, and Come Get Some.
Carshénah.
I'm sorry. I always say your name wrong. And then you've got the YouTube channel that's also linked down there. So go down into the links in the description and start following to your heart's content.
Yes, because we're going to give exclusives, and sometimes these exclusives are only for his live drawings. So if you want to know exactly what panel that Michael is going to be putting in one of the books, you'll have to check.
Today's show, I was doing literally pages 1 and 2 of the book. Now, you could go in there and actually look, and I was talking about what was going on in the pages and everything. People were asking me questions about it. So you're actually learning about the story just by stopping by and checking out the videos.
Mm-hmm.
And
which, by the way, you already have a third of the book.
Yeah, a third of the book's already done. I mean, I already got 20 pages done. So, we're on our way to making this done really quick.
Yeah, so it's not like, oh, I gotta wait a year now, or are you still doing it, dude? What are you doing? It's like, dude, I've already got 20 pages. Like, I'll knock those out like the next 20, like within like a month or two. It's just,
Yep. We're just rolling on through them. Like we're rolling on the video right here. Yeah, there we go. There's Patrick Reynolds.
Cover C.
Yeah, Patrick Reynolds, man, he's really awesome. I've been following him for about 8 years now. And he's an amazing artist. He hasn't really hit his stride yet. Like, he hasn't blown up in the comic realm. But, I mean, he is an amazing artist. And come to find out, me and him actually went to the same college, Savannah College of Art and Design.
Oh, wow.
And, and we actually did a video with him. We did an interview with him on Monday. So people can go over there and check out that video if they want. But his cover is just fantastic. He does an old illustration style from the 60s and 70s, and then we go back and we color it. It's all done in black and white, and then it's colored digitally, and it just came out fantastic. Matter of fact, we just got this artwork yesterday in the mail from him.
Yeah, the original, and it's fantastic.
It looks great.
Thank you, Patrick, so much. Wherever you are listening to this, which the other day's show, he had never been on StreamYard. He's never done anything like this, and he was like, "I want to come back. I want to come back. I want to come back." And I was like, "Okay."
Yep, we broke his cherry. He's all about it now.
Nice.
So we're gonna try to get him to, maybe do something online with Skits, together. That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be really good. But yeah, check him out. And that was Patrick_Reynolds on Twitter. Check him out.
Yeah,
please.
He's got amazing art.
Amazing art.
That is super cool. So Patrick_Reynolds. There you go. Fantastic. And then obviously, so we know Mike is doing the artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Carshénah, would you like to talk a little bit about your role with all of this?
Oh, Pshaw. I'm the editor and co-writer. So again, these are all Michael's dreams, and I am just here to make sure that his dreams, as crazy as they are, still have structure in the book, and just edit to make sure that people can follow enough of those dreams to actually get the storyline. So I hope I even do a good job at that, because it's always scary, and it's always one thing to be like, well, I think this should go here, but then like somebody else says, but I don't get it. And I'm like, well, what don't you get? Like, he walked down the street, like he stopped, tied his shoelaces. Like, how hard was that? Versus I don't know, but editor and co-writer, and marketing wife extraordinaire. So there you go. So
Can confirm.
yes.
You do epicness. Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you. There's that ship scene. Remember when you and Cy were like the black and white ship? So look at that now in the color.
Well,
I know.
It's not even finished. I just got started on
It's
the color.
still not even finished. We said that last time. We're like, oh, the black and white's not even finished. You guys were like, what?
Yeah, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Well,
it's beautiful.
I'm starting to touch it, and it's starting to get a little color in there. And
that doesn't sound right. You're starting to touch it.
I'm starting to touch it.
He's massaging it.
That's right.
Oh my gosh. It's epic what you do. And the fact that like I look at something like that and go, oh, that's a beautiful piece. And you're like, that's a work in progress. I'm like, I don't see it.
I only got about an hour and a half, 2 hours into that piece. So
Jeez, you're insanely talented. It's very
well, thanks. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Shae, so much.
Thank you.
And you know what? I publicly, I hope everyone hears this. I love my husband's art. I love my husband, and I love the fact that he's finally getting recognized for it, because can you imagine just like popping this up, on Twitter, and you're like, who's this kid? Like, oh yeah, he's pretty cool. You know what I mean? But not getting to know that he has more stuff to offer.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm really excited to like see like his work like being seen, and people like are appreciating it, because it's like, I don't want it to be locked away for, too much longer. You know what I mean? It's just like,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing this for, since high school, and I've, just never really gotten it out there. I went to college for illustration and design, but, just never really found an outlet to actually make any of this stuff happen. But here we go. We're making it happen now.
Yeah, that's how humble we are. And so it's just like, oh, honey, look, you posted something and one person liked it. Yay.
Well, I do believe that everybody's kind of paying attention to you now, for sure, because your style is really different, and it's really refreshing, because it's something that we haven't seen a ton of. It's something I agree with Past Master Dan. How could you not like it? It's something that,
thank you.
Yeah,
there's just so much love and so much care in everything that you do, and it's really apparent to people, whether they're artists or not. I'm not an artist, and I can look at this and say, yeah, I can feel the emotion and the excitement, and it's got its own kind of soul and heart, and it makes me excited for this book.
Thank you. We were on a stream the other night, and was it Billy Tucci, right?
Yeah, last night.
Yeah, last night. And he was like taking the time out, to be there. And he was just like, I've heard about Skits. And then he was like, whoa, this is good. Like he like, so can you imagine that Michael, again, is like, Kent Williams have now acknowledged him as like, yeah, dude, your art's pretty good. I would love to work with you on Skits. Tucci's on it, in which we told him, we were like, yeah, we started ours as well, and we're neck and neck. We're trending on Indiegogo along with your comic. He was like, oh, you are you? And we're like, yes, we are. We're trending.
Yeah, we're trending, but he's about 20 grand.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. We're trending percentage wise, not
exactly.
dollar bills, y'all wise.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we need to get those dollar bills up for sure.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes,
it's such a good project, and I really want to see you guys do very, very well. And I know that it's tricky because it's your first time out the gate. Yeah. But I'll be damned if you don't deserve it with all of the work that you've put in. We've been hearing about this for like a year. And seriously, you guys have been busting your back ends for forever. And it's very much worth it. For everyone who's been following and everyone who can see everything that you've done, it has been worth all of the wait, and all of your hard work has made all of us excited as all hell to try and get in on this.
Thank you so much. That's called selling that sizzle, baby.
Hell yeah.
You smell the bacon, but you don't see it yet. But then when you do, you like, oh yeah.
Yep.
Throw 4 more pieces on my plate.
Yep.
Well, let's show people how they can throw a couple pieces on their plate and get some Skits books. So you've got your featured perk, which is your 3-book journey.
Yep.
You want to, I know we've talked a little bit about it, but I'm going to let you guys go over it.
Okay, so the 3-book journey is exactly what it says. You got 3 books, 3 separate covers, and 3 variant stories on the inside, all wrapped up in a special Skits band, signed and numbered. I mean, how awesome is that? You get all 3 books, all 3 storylines, all 3 covers, wrapped up, signed and numbered specifically for you. Isn't that awesome? I mean, how could it be any more awesome?
Right. I think that's epic.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we've got cover A.
Yeah, and cover A right there, that's my cover right there. That's the Michael Sigenthaler cover. And what you can do there is you can go ahead and buy that. Well, let's just say that you want another book. Maybe you want 2 books instead of 3. Well, on the back end, you can do an add-on and add, whatever other cover you want. So, go ahead and get that and then add it on.
Awesome. And then we've got Kent Williams cover. Same idea.
Exactly. Same thing, just different story, different cover, or a little bit different story, different cover. And, if Kent Williams is your flavor, like he is for me, you go ahead and get that, man.
And then Patrick Reynolds.
You got the Patrick Reynolds. And here's something that you don't normally see. On a lot of these campaigns, if they got a high-end artist that they paid a lot of money for, they ask for more money on their books. We don't. We just like, bam, same price for all of them. That's the way it rolls here.
And I really appreciate that, simply because, it's a little difficult sometimes when it's like, I really, really love that cover and that art's amazing, but I don't know if I can justify an extra $15 because somebody else did it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
She's like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? See, this is what I love, is because you guys come at it from a consumer perspective as well. And you go, well, this pisses me off, or this frustrates me about other campaigns. I don't want to make the same mistake for ours. So this is how we're going to do it better.
That's right.
And people have to realize that not only I'm a client, we're the player president. It's like, we are backers ourselves. We have backed a lot of campaigns. Like, I mean,
40,
at least
40.
over 40 campaigns. If it's not just a contribution, we're getting books in the mail when everyone's shipping. So that's the thing about it, is that we're not just, we put our money where our mouth is. Even when we were shilling for hours, 6 months ago, it's like, hey, you got a book, it looks interesting, we'll back it, and we're not just chintzy on it. We believe in that artist, or we want to help that artist out, because we would like that to be returned in kind, to be like, oh my God, you guys are giving us a good product, high quality product. We're interested in the story and it's different. Yeah, we'll love to back you too. So yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay.
$125.
Okay, so this one right here is, how you get a book and someone does the drawing on the inside of it. Well, I always want to take that. I got a ton of these books, by the way. It's like, I always want to take that drawing, frame it up, and put it on the wall, but then you destroy the book at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
So what you get here is you actually get a nice piece of drawing paper. It's archival, 100% rag, and you get a nice big drawing, just like you see right there, put on it, and it slides right into your comic book, and you can either leave it in there, or you can take it out and hang it up and do whatever you want with it.
Everything you see on these tiers is everything you get. Nothing is like, well, we might do this, we might. No, everything you see on these tiers, we're, again, transparent. You get this, you get the books, and you can choose your book. You can add on the extra books as well.
Yeah, that's another thing. In the background, once you do choose that tier, you can hop on in there and you can do an add-on and get the 3-book journey as well. You can add that on to it.
No extra shipping.
No extra shipping. It's just an extra $50 for the other 2 books, and bam, there you go.
Yeah.
That is really awesome.
I
was going to say, I love when people utilize that add-on feature, because a lot of people don't, and they don't consider the fact that it's, if you're making me choose between 2 different tiers and I want both of them, if you don't give me an option to add it on, the likelihood I'm going to just say screw it and choose one or the other instead of paying for shipping twice is pretty high.
Yeah,
exactly. So
no one
we
wants to
thought
pay
about
that. No one wants to pay that extra money for shipping. So you just throw it up. You add it on. It gets thrown in there. Same shipping cost. Nothing added.
And let me just take note real quick, and I'm going to toot my own horn if I may. Yes, all these tiers have special names because we designed them that way. But the asylum sign-in. So if you're going to an asylum, we're signing you in at this level.
Oh my god.
Everything on these tiers has a meaning. So if you go to the next one, for the next tier, yes, it's the dream jump, right? Oh, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
So what you get here is a piece of sequential art, and that is, it may just be pencils, it may have some ink on it, there may be a little bit of paint. Whatever it is, you're going to get a nice cover, a nice copy of sequential art, and it's on 11 by 17, hand drawn, all original, plus a book right there. And in the background, you can do the add-on, just like we were talking about.
Nice. Okay.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
There
nudge,
you go.
Nudge, wink, wink, right?
Reality blur.
Yep. So right here, what you can do, it's just like a lot of other books and stuff like that. People love to have their face drawn in books. It's kind of strange. I never understood that one. But hey, people love it, and we listen to people, and we'll give people what they want. Right here, you can be a character in Skits. And here's another thing. If you have an idea of what your character wants to be, well, you just tell us, and we'll make it happen for you. How's that?
Interesting.
If you want to be that Walmart greeter, but in the design of this person, then you go right ahead. If
Yeah, you want to die, you could probably do that too. If you just want to be a bum drunk on the side of the road somewhere, we can do that too. You just holler at us and we'll throw you in somewhere.
That's the reality blur. Yes.
I like it. And that's a really good name for that too, because it's you're blurring reality and the dream world.
Mm-hmm. I told you about the editing skills.
You're so clever. You're so clever.
Which brings us to the next one is the orderly catch. People are like, what's an orderly? And I'm like, when you're at the asylum, the orderlies, it's an orderly capture. They got you.
So with this one right here, you get a page of splash art from the book, and it's 11 by 17 or bigger. Some of these pages might be a little bigger. You never know what you're going to get. Pencils, inks, paint, the whole 9 yards. And you get a book. And, of course, in the background, you can add on and get the 3-book journey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so cool.
And we were just talking about that ship. You set sail.
So this one right here is a 2-page spread piece of artwork. Now, the way comic book artists normally do is they take 2 pieces of 11 by 17 and they tape it right up the middle, and that's what you get. You get that. Well, with ours, we're actually giving you 100% rag, acid-free cotton paper that's 20 by 30. Let me say that again. That's 20-inch by 30-inch drawing paintings that you're going to be getting here. Now, they'll either be drawing, ink, some paint, all different types of stuff could be on these things, but they're nice, big pieces of art that you can frame up and have. And it comes with the 3-book journey.
Yep.
Woo! That's badass. So the only thing that I think tops that is
the straight jacket strap.
Oh yeah. Here you go. You got the straight jacket tier right here. You get an actual straight jacket, just like what Skits wear. Not one of those junk ones that you get at the
Halloween store.
Yeah, the Halloween store, the costume store or something like that. You get a real life straitjacket, one that would actually be used in a hospital or a insane asylum if they still used them. They don't really use them anymore. They call it inhumane, and now they just strap you to a bed. They strap you down.
That's better.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I'd rather hug myself than be immobilized in a gurney.
Exactly. But you get that.
I love myself.
And you get you a page of sequential art, and you get the 3-book journey. And also your straitjacket comes with a hand-drawn, signed and numbered tag that's about 8 inches big. That's numbered 1 out of 5. So how awesome is that?
So you can be walking anywhere in your city, whether you be, across the world, or whether you be somewhere in somebody's reality, wherever you are, with a Skits straight jacket, only one in the world. You know what I mean? Like, how awesome is that?
Oh, yeah.
How awesome would that be?
That would be epic. That's the one that I'm like, I might find a way to make that happen for me. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And then you have already sold out of your $2,000 tier, which is amazing.
I know.
Somebody loves themselves with their self-hugging jacket. Yes. So.
Well, we had put that up on Twitter and stuff like that, and people showed a little bit of interest. So I'm guessing that's why it went so quick. Someone was really interested in that.
I mean, to be number one, that's a good. But see, a lot of people don't have that as a tier. So when we were thinking about that, it was like you are guaranteed to be number one, no matter how the chips may fall. It's like you are going to be number one on that Skits signed and numbered Skits band as well. So and get the actual cover, Michael Sickenthaler's cover for that, the original. So
yeah, and that's a big piece too. It's I think it's about 20 by 28 or something like that. 19 by 28. It's a big piece, actually.
Oh wow, that is so freaking awesome. I'm very happy that you had somebody who backed that just like instantly, because honestly, you guys just you deserve it. That's really why.
Thank you so much.
Amazing people.
Well, thank you.
Oh, well, I really want to I want to delve more into it, but I don't even know what questions to ask.
No worries. We can take some from the chat, or we can
do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Right?
Until the computer juice runs out.
Yeah, so I did have one question. So are you doing standard comic book size, or are you going for a little bit bigger?
Yes, we have that actually in the description.
Yeah, it tells you that it's standard comic book size.
Perfect. Okay. So that is one thing that's good to know. And then you said that you're splitting 45 pages up between the 3 books?
It's 45 different panels. You said that you're splitting 40. We're taking 45 different panels in the books, and we're changing them up. There could be different things here, different things there. Have you ever seen the movie The Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp? Depp.
I actually have not.
Okay, so it's a really interesting movie where he's actually a book guy. Okay, like he buys, sells, trades. He's a book trader. Old books. And what he's paid to do is actually he has to go around and find these 3 different copies of this one book and compare them. And from when he starts comparing them, he starts to notice that the illustrations in the books are different, and it tells a different story based upon the different illustrations in it and stuff like that. So this is actually something that was like an impetus for us to do the books the way we did.
Which inspired us. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's really cool. That's really, really cool.
So check out that movie, The Ninth Gate, with Johnny Depp. It was like older. It was like 2001, I believe, 2002, something like that. It's actually streaming on Amazon Prime if anyone has it.
That is now my movie for tonight. Yeah, last night I watched Some Like It Hot for the first time. That was hilarious.
Oh, that's a great classic.
I was like, oh my gosh, it's just so like bad and good at the same time. Like, it's hilarious how it all went down. I loved it. Anyway, Doc Salem. So Preston wanted to know, what's the story behind Skits? What's Skits' motivation in the book?
Okay, so Skits basically is detained by this doctor in this hospital, okay? And he is telling a story as to what happened to him. And of course, the nurse, or the doctor rather, that's interviewing doesn't believe him because it's just outright craziness. And what his motivation is he's telling this story to actually convince her that, this is actually what's going on, that his dreams are not his dreams, that he actually, had done this. Because she's like, where have you been for the last year? And Skits is like, well, let me tell you. And that's exactly what the motivation is at the beginning of the book.
Yep, and we put that description on the campaign where it says, "What's the story?" And we tell you the very first page of the story, actually,
Nice.
so people can find out, because people ask those questions like, "Well, what's going on?" And you're like, "Well, read the description." I know reading is hard sometimes, some days, but we give it away.
The big thing to know is like the way that these stories came to me is, 20 years ago, I was working at a TV station and I was working the midnight shift, and my days and nights just started blending together, and I ended up having these sequential dreams, day after day, where one would end and it'd pick right up the next day where the other one left off. So it's just really crazy. I started documenting them and everything, and now we're 20 years later and we're actually putting it into a comic book.
That is insane. So Doc says, so the book is like a giant flashback.
No. I mean, this is Skits. It ain't gonna be that great. I mean,
nothing is straightforward.
Well, we were asked this yesterday on another stream where they said, "Is Skits still having these dreams?" So this could be a continuation forever. Well, I mean,
maybe.
Yeah, there's a beginning and an end to the story.
Yes,
so.
But in other words, you know what I mean? Like, is Skits still having these dreams? Are you still having these dreams? So that's
Yep.
Well, and so it's really interesting as somebody who, like, I've worked mid shifts for the vast majority of my Air Force career, and
no, Air Force better than Army. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm saying the mid shifts.
Sorry for the mid shifts.
Yeah, the mid shifts, not being in the Navy. I mean, I would have liked to have been in the Air Force. I was in the Army. I had to do a lot more work,
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, because my mom's retired Air Force, I'm just like, go Air Force all the way.
But yeah, that's actually something that I've noticed is your days just kind of blend together and you lose all concept of time. And I mean, I had to drive myself home. It's a 45-minute drive each way because I didn't want to live anywhere near base, because I found out when you live near base, you get called in all the time.
Yep.
So I live 45 minutes away, so I'm too much of a hassle to call in. Well, the problem with that is on your fourth or fifth night of getting about 2 hours of sleep, because it's the Georgia heat and it's way too hot for you to sleep during the day, no matter how much AC and fans and everything you got going, you get a little delirious. And I remember leaving the base and I remember pulling into my driveway. And that is all I remember of that 45-minute drive. And I was like, I went on autopilot after that. I was like, either someone's going to need to start driving me to work or I need to get more sleep. And so I started taking melatonin to try and help.
Dear.
And I've had those kind of dreams and I've like been at my desk working at 3 a.m. and all of a sudden you kind of like have like a quick, 5-10 minute dream and it feels like it lasted for hours. You wake up and spend 10 minutes later and you're like, oh no, that I don't understand what's happening. Like concept of time just disappears when that kind of stuff happens. So I'm real excited to see what this is like.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's exactly, you described it. I mean, it's like you're walking around in a daze all the time. I mean, that's really what it is.
Yeah. And it's hard to break free of. It's not like, oh, well, you just need an energy drink or you just need to eat more, go work out. Like when you hit that level of just delirious exhaustion, even sleep doesn't necessarily fix it. Like time and some sleep consistently is what's going to get you through it. But you're guaranteed a couple of days of like, nope, it's going to get weird.
Yeah, and the worst part is like you have several days of work and then you have 2 days off.
Yeah,
where you don't do it, and it just makes it worse because like you start going back into a normal sleeping pattern and then it just changes all up again and you got to stay up all night. And it's just horrible.
Just start all over. It's like wash, rinse, repeat. It's terrible.
Yep.
Well, this is obviously one of my most anticipated books. I've been waiting for this for what feels like forever. I feel like I've known you guys for like a million years and have been bothering you about this book for just as long at this point. And I cannot wait for this to to really, hit its stride to do even better. You're already doing really, really well.
Thank you.
Well,
I want to see you guys hit, 20K plus. Like, I feel like that is not even remotely out of the realm of possibility.
Well, here's the thing. We just got to keep plugging away at it. We're going to start doing more content on our own YouTube channel, where we're going to be going through the drawing stuff. And we still got a bunch of, excuse me, interviews coming up and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And, yeah. And, hopefully we can keep getting on different shows. I mean, so many people have been so kind to us to put us on their shows and stuff like that. I mean, that's been a huge help just getting us out there. And we really appreciate it. So hopefully we can keep chugging along with that sort of stuff. And, there's going to be a little bit of time here when I'm working on it between now and when the book actually starts to come out. And we're just going to, keep plugging all the way through there, doing our shows, doing the drawings and stuff like that. But then here's another thing. Going into this, we knew that we wouldn't just excel immediately because it doesn't really happen that much. You really have to have special circumstances and stuff like that. So we plan to be like, okay, if we break even or we just go a little bit above that, that's fine. That's great. And we've already I thought that we'd probably do like between 7,000 to 12,000 on the entire campaign after it was said and done. Just being realistic.
It's a little pessimistic, but okay.
Well, but that's just the way I do. That's just the way I do things. And we were able to, get into that range just in the first few days. So we're very happy. We're going to keep chugging along. We got more books coming out, and that's only going to help sell the first book even more. Once we get to the second campaign, people are going to want that first book, and we're just going to keep going, and keep going on it, so we'll have more to sell and we'll be okay.
Absolutely. Well, and hopefully eventually I can talk you into doing a Skits patch with your awesome logo, because I love how it's like kind of popping
with the flags? The flags?
The flags would be amazing too. I mean, there's a lot that you could do. For sure. And I got a good guy when it comes to patches, I'm just saying. So you let me know.
Okay. We'll let you know. I think when it comes to patches and logos and stuff like that, the best thing to do is to use a big graphic. And the flags are going to be like the best thing. And maybe we'll get more into that after the first book comes out and people actually see the flags and understand the meaning and stuff like that. So
absolutely. Well, and I could totally put that like right here on my arm. It'd be perfect.
Right?
Oh snap! Yeah, I'm serious about. I actually have mine and size bomber jackets are getting the patches sewn on right now.
We've been seeing those pictures, and
I get those up on Saturday. I'm excited.
That is awesome. They're looking really good, Shae. Really good.
Yeah, I can't wait. And the thing is it's really awesome creators like you guys that I want to make sure are on my coat. As much as, there's some cool stuff and some people that send some cool patches and you're like, okay, those are neat. But like, I got a couple of them that I have to have. And so we're going to have to talk, and I got to get some Skits, something on my coat. It has to happen.
Well, we'll work out something at some point. That's not a big deal.
Yeah. We're going to get you to where it's not even a problem. So Preston wants to know how much of the book is finished.
We got 1/3 of the book done before we even launched the campaign.
Damn. That's kind of the way to do it. A lot of people get 4 or 5 pages and then they're like, okay, well, I'm going to launch the campaign. I'm just going to work while I'm campaigning. It's like, well, while you're campaigning, it's going to be really tricky to work. Unless you got to
on their situation, because maybe they are cool in the gang and they can work all day.
Maybe.
But we feel like it was good to like listen to other campaigns and other creators to be like, hey, go ahead and start working on your book now, because if this is your baby, your project, no matter what you make or no matter what anyone says, if this is what you want to do, you're going to be making it, and and people are going to start looking into why isn't it not finished? Or why is it taking 2 or 3 years? Or why am I, go ahead and start working on it now before you start your campaign.
Absolutely.
Because you never want to be in a campaign, or at least in my opinion, where you're like you said, oh, I got 4 pages, and then what happens? Something falls apart, or someone stiffed you, or you got to do a whole new creative team, or, you know what I mean? It's like now you're scrambling, you know what I mean, to do all the stuff you can. And again, everyone's circumstance is different.
Oh, yeah.
But at least that advice, to at least have as much as you can finish before you launch will be an absolute awesome experience, because then people will start to trust you more. They'll be like, yeah, we get it. Like, oh yeah, you got 20%. You'll make it. It's more encouraging for you, instead of like, ooh, you only got 2 pages, man, that's gonna be hard.
Well, and it shows your dedication, because if you don't seem like you're committed to your own project, then why should I give you money?
Yep. Exactly.
But if you're like, hey, I'm working on this, whether or not this, hits all of my wildest dreams, I'm still plugging away at it, and I'm still going to keep fighting for it for as long as I need to. It turns into I want to get on that bandwagon, because look at how dedicated they are.
Yep. That's exactly right.
And a good piece of advice that we can give people as the show winds down is just because people have been asking us advice, is to, first of all, listen and learn and literally ask those questions. You remember when Skits was always asking those same questions for all the creators that you were doing. We were learning, as well as build relationships with people, and regardless of what's going on or what's not going on in and out of your real life, or in and out of the fakery that is the online life. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's like actually trying to build relationships with people, because then that way people are going to be more apt to be comfortable to promote you, be comfortable enough to be excited with you when you actually want to bring your book to life. You know what I mean? It's just one thing to be like, hey, I got a book. It's like, okay, well, yay, good for you. Versus like, oh my gosh, these people are funny. They're good people. I got a good vibe from them. And people are scared. They're like, yeah, we, this whole, I think someone in the chat was like, yeah, we've been down that road before. I'm like, look, I can't be the ex-wife. I can't be the ex-husband. I'm the now wife. I'm the now husband that's treating you better than before. So, like, right? Am I right? It's just like, it's like, I'm the good kid, and it's like, don't hold me to someone else's failures. You know what I mean? Like, I'm my own person,
You're the people that have listened very diligently and have actually taken to heart what has happened in the past and what other people have had as shortcomings. And you guys have really done everything that you can to make sure that you do not fall into that same pit. And that, I think that's really, really important to make sure that people understand, is that you guys have put in the work. You guys are listening. You guys do care. And it's not, this isn't just I'm trying to make some money. This isn't just let me throw this out there and see how it does. Like, obviously all of that's great, but you guys genuinely love what you're doing. And that's what's the most important.
Yep,
we do.
Yep. Well, I'm going to be making this stuff anyway, so I might as well make a little bit of money at the same time. That's
right.
I've been working on this stuff for decades, so let's just go ahead and keep working on it and make a little money at the same time. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
nothing wrong at all with that.
And meet some cool people along the way.
Exactly. Awesome people.
Make some friends, lasting relationships, whatever.
There you go.
I Borrow Ideas wants to know, is there a Shae and turkey stretch goal?
There should be. There definitely should be.
I'll tell you what. If you guys get Skits up to 15 before they end up ending, which should not be difficult at all, Skits and I'll talk, and I will work at doing something that will be easy to do without it costing a whole ton.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, man.
I got an idea, and I will offer it up happily to all backers of Skits.
There you go. Little throw in, little extras.
Oh snap! Yeah, I threw it down. So if you like Skits, and you get Skits up to a minimum of 15K, then there will be a hand turkey in your future.
Sweet. Hey, before we go, Shae, can we do a little refresh?
Our power is almost done on the laptop
yeah,
here.
we're about to think that the error.
Oh snap! So refresh, and we've got one more backer.
One more
oh,
7966.
We're so close, guys. 8K and
come on,
that extra good paper inside.
8K before the end of the day. Let's do this. Well, I know that you guys are running low on the juice, and you know, I'm just so happy that we were able to get you on, and I definitely want to have you on again before this is over, because I've had you guys on, you know, twice already for pre-launch. I got to have you on at least twice during the active campaign. Like that's insane.
All right,
man, we'll come on back in, man. Maybe we can do the first 30 rundown. You know, like no, we're coming down. Yeah, there you go.
Hell yeah! So I'm 1,000% down for that. Does that mean that you guys are planning on probably doing 60 or?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, probably. Yeah.
That sounds good. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm going to do our sign off, because I know I don't want y'all to just pop out. That would be horrible. So thank you to everyone.
Yes, it would look bad.
You know what? It would be kind of indicative to how most of our shit show streams go, so it wouldn't really be that different. Oh my goodness. But I do want to say thank you everyone in the chat. You guys are phenomenal. I love all of you. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting Skits. Thank you so much to Carshénah and Mike. I love you guys so much. You guys are just absolutely amazing people, and I'm so happy to get you back on Red Valkyrie.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for your platform. And thank you everyone who's contributed so far, who just contributed. Thank you very much. And like we said to that person in the chat, the Jezebel Maya, please send us that DM and let us know what your email address is so we can check it and see what we can do for you. So
absolutely. And do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to Red Valkyrie. We're getting so close to hitting our 1K. And I don't know what I'm going to do when we hit 1K, but it's going to be amazing. Something awesome is going to happen. I should probably figure that out. But please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Share this out. Get Skits out there, and so everybody knows what an amazing book it is. And I will put the link in the chat one more time. It is also in the description. Please go and back this. I want to see this hit 8K before I go to sleep tonight. So don't make me stay up for days on end. That's just cruel. I don't need to have skit streams, okay? I need happy skit streams of them being funded, not horrifying skit streams of nightmares and all of that. So thank you guys so much for coming on, and we will catch you all next time. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.